Hey, welcome to Unscripted Real Estate Talk. And yes, it is Christmas Eve. And yes, we're in the studio because we love you. We're going to have some fun here on the 24th. Unscripted Real Estate Talk, Craig Lerch, eXp Realty. And you got to follow us on Craig Lerch Selling 215 out there on Instagram. Get us on YouTube, the new TV show that we've got out there, Selling 215, made in Philly, with my co-host, my son Corey. And we're going to have some fun with that. You ever need to give me a call, 267-214-7728. Today's topic is going to be 2025, the best, the worst, and the craziest. I have the opportunity to recap in the market what's been going on because the ball's dropping soon in 7 days to the new year. I got Mike Fabrizio, the king of the Murano, as I call him, and Remax, and a dear friend. There's the key one. And then I got my son Corey Lerch with me, business partner, and also I'll call him my entourage partner of Selling 215 that makes it look really, really good, thank God. So, hey guys, welcome, man. We're going to have some fun today.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Coming in hot, keep these things up tight. Coming in hot on Christmas Eve. Naughty list or nice list? What are you on there, Michael?
I think we did good this year. Kids are definitely on the naughty.
Kids on the I didn't care asking about the kids. Sonny's my man.
Sonny's
Azori, she's great too. But
great.
You, I definitely know, we're on the naughty list.
We're good. We did good. Very good.
Did you make the good list or the bad list?
I think I made the good list being here today, so hopefully that took me off the naughty list. Didn't tell me Santa Claus.
There we go. So, first of all, I can't believe how fast this year went.
I know. It's unbelievable.
It blew by.
It blew by. Even with all the obstacles we dealt with, it was a great year. It did go quick. It always goes quick.
I'm telling you. I mean, it was like, 7 months ago you were on. But, hey, you got to remember, what we're doing out here, we got a big week. We had a huge Eagles win a couple weeks ago at home.
Yep.
We had a win again this weekend against the Commanders. And then there was some stupid fight at the end, I heard.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with these guys.
I'm telling you, and I don't know what they're doing. But then we got the playoffs coming.
Playoffs are coming.
We don't know who we're playing yet, do we?
No.
Any idea? No. Not attached to the outcome. All I know is Laurie has probably already hit my credit card for my my tickets, and here we go.
There we go. That's for sure.
Here we go. We actually get going with it. All right, so now we get to do a little bit of we're not going to talk cheesesteaks today. We're not going to do that. Christmas Eve. Are you cooking, Michael?
Yeah, I got 50 people.
Woo!
Coming over. And I made it out to the show, juggling all this.
Carrie's a patient woman.
Yeah.
My wife is like, I'm going to kill you. You're out there doing this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the fun part. We're going to a friend's, Mama Mick123 out on TikTok and Instagram, Michelle McKeever. So
that's sweet.
Yeah, she's the best. Corey's going, the kids go. It'll be a small gathering of probably 50. Normally they're somewhere on the tables at my 9:30, 10, so we'll see what happens. Everybody's got to be home by the time Santa comes. You got to watch them coming down the chimney.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
I got to set some traps up.
All right. We got to do the Did You Know, though. The famous Did You Know.
Okay.
The great, what is it? What's this? The Christmas song? Did you know the famous reindeer of all, Donner, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen? But Rudolph.
The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man on Drury Lane. No, Drury Lane is McGillen's.
Yep, that it is.
There you go. Going down that.
Weeks ago filming.
I love that place. They're doing some great stuff. There was that crazy group, the Task Group. They were all dressed up.
The Tacky Team.
The Tacky Team. Let's shout out. They were all like in candy cane outfits. I mean,
outfits.
Tacky. I mean, it was
all dressed crazy. It was actually insane.
Right at McGillen's. It was great.
McGillen's. Oh my gosh.
This is the best time of the year for the holidays. You can wear some crazy jackets. You can have some fun. I'll be disappointed. I ordered this jacket, right? And it was ordered about, I would say the middle of November. And that thing still didn't arrive. And I'm like dying here. I wanted to use this thing. I actually told him keep it now, but supposedly it was coming from Finland or something. I don't know what the heck, but I'll get it, and hopefully next year I'll get it. Either that or they just set me up and took my money.
I'll wait for my wine order.
What?
Who's coming on Santa's?
Where's coming on Santa's sleigh? But all right, did you know today is National Eggnog Day? Eric, did you know it's National Eggnog Day? There you go. Well, today's the day you got to go out and get some eggnog. You like eggnog?
I don't think I've ever had eggnog.
Really?
With you. I'm serious.
You drink bourbon.
I drink bourbon. I just don't put it in. I don't even know what is it. Milk?
It's like milk and eggs. I don't know. It comes in a bottle with some bourbon.
Good.
And you drink eggnog. Pop drinks. My father-in-law drinks eggnog.
That's
He
old
does.
school.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's good.
When it's good. But here's the deal. I always look at it as the tribute to Christmas because of Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
With Brother Eddie. With Brother
You gotta
Eddie.
have the reindeer glasses.
I have them.
Oh, that's
the
perfect.
Mooly Moose glasses.
That's sweet.
I have them. Santa brought them for me probably about 20 some years ago when the
That's
kids
awesome.
were. They're the best. You know, had one set, put them through the dishwasher, and the faces fell off. But Mrs. Lerch found new ones. They come from Canada. So if you're looking for the Mooly Moose glasses, they do exist. The Christmas reindeers. I already have them set. They actually sit in our china closet, and they come out for like Christmas in July. I actually will bring it out. But I won't put eggnog in it. But,
Yeah.
So there's your thing. Everybody, National Eggnog Day. You got to go out, get some eggnog. And if you can find the glasses, get the glasses.
Oh, yeah.
They got to become a tradition.
Absolutely. That's it for me.
All right. The other one is National Giving Month. We talk about this. It's the holidays. Give, give, give. I don't care what it is, whether it's $5, $10, $1. Help somebody out. That's one of the biggest things this time of year. There's so many people just doing something. The more you give, the more you're going to get. All right. Here's a question: the charities that you mainly support through it. I know you and your wife Curry do a bunch. We were at a thing last week, and that what did that donation money go to?
It was like for the Women's Abuse Foundation, which we got involved with a little while ago. My buddy Mark set that whole thing up for that, which was great. You know, give, like you said.
You got to give it. And you guys do a lot.
We do a lot.
Especially with Curry in the flower business, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys donate a lot of flowers, leftover flowers to nursing homes. And
We're donating a wedding next year. Which is great.
That's what you
it's always going.
You gotta give. I always go with if you need food, shelter, and water to live. So I always look at what is affecting somebody in a shelter. And then also food. So those are the ones that I see. And then animals. I got, those are my three things in life that I normally put. What ones do you like as a young guy, Cor?
As a young guy, personally, I like, obviously when I can donate, I'll do that. But I also like giving my time too. So there's a million organizations that you could, give back to this time around the year and help with your time. Over Thanksgiving, Habitat Humanity does a great job. So we're delivering turkeys, packaging turkeys, and delivering them to local families in Philadelphia. And then we also supported some of the military families as well, helping wrap gifts and then send them off to their ways. So that was fun.
That was something you guys learned a lot with enter to learn, leave to serve. The saying of LaSalle High School, College High School, that you had gone to, and they were big. You guys had to do a lot. I know the fathers had to go too, and that we did a bunch of stuff that was part of that too. So, hey, you got in teaching your kids to give, they've got to see it. They don't just listen. They don't learn what they hear. They learn what they see, and I know that's big. I mean, you've got your son Sonny with you all the time, and love seeing him out. He's showing properties with you, especially down in Marino. I think he runs around like he owns the place.
He's been doing it since he was born.
So he's an SOB, I'm an SOB, and you're an SOB by 3. Yep. That's a son of a broker, everybody. Let's get that thing straight. Oh, yeah. All right, so the month of giving is where we're at. All right, so let's talk about the show. Let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the crazy of what has been going on in real estate in 2025. Mike, I'm going to go to you. What were some of the highlights that you thought you had, that you saw?
The highlight was that the condo luxury market had an awakening this year over the last 12 months, which started about this time last year. We haven't seen that since 2019 when COVID hit. Prior to that, all of a sudden the luxury condo market just brought back these people. The empty nesters came back into town. Philadelphia was just lit on fire again, which I haven't seen in 4 or 5 years, which was really amazing and also contributed to, what was a banner year this year. Suburb market, what I saw was that kind of cooled down a little bit, except for those super high, pricey $4 to $8 million markets.
And there's not many of them to go.
There's not enough of people who can afford those, but yeah, they were all selling too. But the highlight of my year was that luxury condo market, which I specialize in that in the city.
The Marino, the Ritz,
Liberty. Those were my bread and butter. COVID hit. It was really rough for the last 4 or 5 years with properties and values and everything like that. And this year was the one year where we would sell a line, then another line would go on the market and it would sell higher than the last one. And then, it would go up and up and up. Haven't seen that in a long time, which was really amazing.
What was the price range mainly? What do you call luxury price range?
I mean, it doesn't have to be necessarily
It's just the building?
price range. It's the building, the amenities, what they offer. Obviously the HOAs. I think it's more or less like what amenities are offering in the organization of the building could be considered luxury. Someone had told me once when I was first getting started, it has a lot to do with the hot water. You can't call it luxury unless it has endless hot water for some reason. It was just something that
I never heard that one.
I never heard it till someone had told me this like maybe 8 years ago, and it was something that just stuck in my head, and it kind of made sense because if you ever been to Liberty Place, they have these huge, enormous water heaters. And I think maybe it was that building that told me this. And I said, well, what's the deal with these water heaters? You got a 2-bedroom, 1,190 square foot condo, and this thing could house an 8,000 square foot house. It's in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe they were telling everybody it's because it needs to have endless hot water to be called luxury. Now,
they made up their own market.
Maybe they made it up. I don't know. It stuck with me, and I thought it was pretty fascinating. But if you go to all these other buildings like Murano and the Ritz, which are kind of semi-newer buildings, they're on steam systems, so it's endless, right?
It's perpetual.
Yeah, so I guess they need to compete with that, right, in order to call it a luxury. But, whatever. The swimming pool and all the amenities is more realistically what I was thinking.
I don't know. I know the Laurel has endless hot water.
Yeah.
Laurel has everything.
No one's complaining about the hot water.
Exactly. All right, so there's a new one, Philly.
Yeah.
What luxury has to deal with doesn't matter how much.
That's what I heard. Listen, I'm going with it.
Hey, it's Christmas Eve. It's okay. You're allowed to go with it. You got 50 people to come in tonight. You got it all, and your head's going to be on a platter when you get home later.
Sure.
So
We'll make it through.
So you saw that. So those were mainly the 2 and the 3 bedrooms because they weren't moving for a while. You seem to have a lot of 1 bedrooms right now sitting.
There's no logic behind it. It's just the way. It's just the cycle, right? Some years I'll get more 2 bedrooms. Some years I'll get more 1 bedrooms, and then obviously there's years where I'll get the bread and butters, the 3 bedrooms, which come up essentially every 5 years. And this is specifically Murano.
Mm-hmm.
And those were never in demand 8 years ago, right? 10 years ago. But now everybody needs the larger space. They're moving back into the city, right?
You're seeing that.
Yeah.
Corey, I mean, you live in the city. You used to live in the city and in the same neighborhood where he lives now. What are you seeing in that market down there from the beginning part of the year till now? Did it get stronger? Did it get crazier over the past 12 months?
I think the beginning started out pretty hot. There's a lot of listings, coming up to market, especially in my area. I think my area stayed very status quo. It's a very good area. It's very stabilized. I had a few listings in Northern Liberties we had a little trouble with. They were on the market a little longer, but, I think that was just like a timing and, maybe oversaturation of certain areas. I think, depending on the area in Philadelphia, some stayed better than others, but overall, I think it was a very strong market this year. I mean, I feel like there was a big breakthrough, at least from my highlight too. I work with the younger generation of buyers, so having that breakthrough of, getting them to realize this is kind of the norm from an interest rate perspective, from a pricing perspective, it made them more comfortable and, understanding that, this is going to be like this going forward. You're not going to get the craziness that happened years ago.
Right.
So having that breakthrough is, I think important and going into 26.
I'm looking forward to seeing the statistic. Say that again, Craig. Statistic for 25. For 24, 71% of the buyers were sinks and dinks, double income, no kids, and single income, no kids. 26% were cash transactions. 24% were multi-generational purchases in those groups. So it's going to be interesting to see this new one come out. It comes out through the National Association of Realtors. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, where it goes. I mean, I'm seeing different things in the city. We were out doing some taping for the show 3 weeks or so. We were out in Fishtown. There's a lot more property sitting in that Fishtown pocket right now than there were. We had Adam Panici on. We had some other guys on. We're talking about the apartment influx. We got 1.5 million people in the city, and then we have the suburbs, takes us to 4.6. But you got an onslaught of apartments, and more than the reality. So are you seeing that some of those apartment prices coming down are going to hold? They held people longer to buy? Or if those apartment prices went up, they would force themselves to go out and buy? With interest rates dropping, they're kind of washing off, even up, right?
I think they're getting away with it because of the high interest rates. Those people, like most people in those apartments they want to buy, obviously, right? But in today's market, you need a monster down payment, right?
Yeah.
To cover if you're going to take out a 6% loan, 7% plus HOA and taxes.
Yeah.
The 10-year tax abatement used to be really helpful. That doesn't really exist in too many buildings.
No, it's not. I've been seeing also a lot of people that are saying, I'd rather buy somewhere else and rent here where I'm at working, because God knows if I'm going to be working in this spot all the time.
That's very traditional.
They're buying their dream house. What was the average age price? I think it's 40, like the first 38 or 40. I thought I heard was the first
Went
time.
up.
Yeah.
Very high.
30s.
Yeah.
Major.
I think it was like mid-30s, 40s almost.
I think it was
That's
almost
crazy.
40. That's crazy. I
That is
know.
crazy.
Well, remember, you had a little bit of the COVID thing in there. Then you had the scare of all the interest rates. Interest rates, we did a settlement the other day. FHA, I think it was 5.75, 5.5%, 0 points. Hey, when I first got in the market, my first sale was FHA, 14.9%.
Old head.
14.9%. I couldn't believe it. It was one of those things. It's like, holy cow, a $49,000 house with $1,500 a month taxes was $675, including homeowners. So in the getting out of the condo market, you also deal with different homes in the main line and stuff. What are you seeing in some of that part?
Just recently, I've seen, just over the last, let's just say 30 to 45 days, I saw properties that have been sitting for over a year in the higher price point bracket, all of a sudden just go under contract like you wouldn't believe. 4 million, 8 million, turned into the hottest market.
Yeah, but did they go for the real number, or are they still not settling? You don't know where they sold yet. What is that? I see some of these bigger houses that have been sitting, and now all of a sudden they get offers, and now they're not really getting the number they were at. The reality is really reality.
Yeah, there was a fire sale right up the street from ours. I mean, there was a cash deal. It was a former NBA house, and it sold significantly below the asking price. But listen, if it works for the seller and it works for the buyer, then it's a good deal.
Yeah. I mean, didn't you have a buyer that was off market that ended up finding, where something was just coming to market? You guys got a pretty good deal and it appraised a bunch market out in Flowertown area?
Off market, through family, friends, connections, and, getting a tip off that way. That's how you're going to find a really good deal, Keep your eyes and ears peeled.
Yeah. What was that, recently?
Yeah, over in Fort Washington.
In December, right? Yeah. Just recently. Yeah. I mean, the holidays are a good time to buy for buyers.
Great time to buy.
Oh, this is a great time to buy.
Two best markets, August and December for buyers.
I'm telling you, I love this time of year. I mean, we wrote a lot of contracts. We're finishing up inspections. I told everybody the inspections got to be solved by today. I said, if not, you might as well just blow the deal, because I'm going to tell you, we're not going to work it out between Christmas and New Year. Nobody's going to be around. So everybody's stepping up. Everybody's getting it done. You have serious buyers. They'll settle in the middle of January, which is great. I mean, you've got homes that are showing the market's going to be holding in January. So I'm seeing a lot. I know I'm getting a ton of more response from other agents. And again, if you're looking for a house and you're seriously looking for a house, set the plan for 2026. Give me a call, give Mike a call, give Corey a call, whatever it might be. The deal is get a plan and learn how to do it, because this is the time to buy. And get a professional. I know this is going to agitate some people. Do not talk or work with your cousin who's never sold a house before, because she or he has a student loan, and your aunt and uncle are going to put the thumb on you. I get it. I'm sorry. It's the biggest investment in life. Figure out what you got to do, especially 350,000 realtors are going to be, or real estate agents are going to be leaving the market in the next 12 months is the number I heard. It's going to be crazy.
Really?
Yeah. Well, less homes are sold. Was it, I think 4 million are going to sell. We need 5.2 to make it work.
Yeah.
Do the number. I mean,
it's unbelievable.
It is crazy. So, all right, craziest thing that happened in the marketplace this year to you? Either one. I don't know, Corey, Mike, you pick. Which one?
Well, when the stock market took a huge dip in April, that was pretty wild. I mean, that really killed the spring for a month. For about 30 days, it was dead silent, and it was a direct impact on real estate. When I think it was a 20% dip in stock at the time.
Mm-hmm. That scared a lot of people.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I do agree with that. I think it kind of hit some timings of listings maybe really bad. Especially if you wanted to go for a higher price off the bat and not price it to what you want, what it should be. That kind of
it shook a lot of things.
Shook a lot of things up.
What did you say? I saw for some odd reason I saw like a a little lull in that September, October. It's like all of a sudden everybody was done summer, but their brain still had sand in it, and they weren't quite where they had sand they were stuck in the sand. They didn't want to move yet. And then all of a sudden, middle of October, people started getting comfortable. The real buyers, the people that really, not just the one, the looky-loos that just want to go. And again, when I had Joseph Bograd on a couple of weeks ago, and I know you're big in interviewing, and I know you are. Corey does it also, because how we've talked to our buyers is, on a scale of 1 to 10, you having to buy a house in 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months. And people ask, why do you ask that? Why do you ask that question? Other than you just want to know whether you want me to call you every day and bug you, or how to take care of you is mainly.
Yeah. Well, the inventory changes all the time. So if you're, 1 to 3 months, it's going to look dramatically different. If you're 6 months, a year out, right? Mm-hmm. I get that question all the time, and it's, especially with rentals too. Like, oh, my lease is coming up in June. Well, it's December. It's going to look a lot different.
It's going to be a lot different. You don't know where you're going to go. Yeah. And by the way, should we put it out there for rent yet? Nobody's really looking. I mean, I have people that were calling us on some rentals, and again, I don't do a lot of tenant stuff, except for clients of ours. I mean, I know you have Sweetbriar. It was a Sweetbriar.
Sweetbriar Rental Management.
And here's a question. If somebody wanted to get a hold of you, what's the best number? What's the best way to get to you, Mike?
You could do my website, MikeFabrizio.com, or, my regular reach out directly, 609-221-7123. Or
I love that 609.
At MikeFabrizio.com.
There you go. You can always find Mike. Get him on social media. Follow you on Instagram. You got a lot of great stuff. I love how you show the condos.
Thank you.
Some of them are really up high, and I got this little height thing. I'm like,
I get that too. So we have a lower level.
There you go. I'm okay. I mean, I don't want to hear the noise, but I also don't, We had a chance to, and by the way, everybody, if you get a chance to get out over the holidays between now and New Year's and see the top of the Four Seasons, it is stunning up there. It is one of those spots you got to go. Get there earlier. However, because you're going to either stand in line or figure your way up. I don't know. Mrs. Lerch never stands in line. She figures her way up. Carrie figures her way up. Oh, yeah. But let me tell you something. That elevator ride is definitely one of the runs to go. So, 2025. Did it meet the crystal ball?
As far as
what you thought it was going to be.
Well, I would say yes. I didn't think there would be realistically 9 months of really active markets versus the whole 12 months, because I feel like April really put a damper in things, and then obviously what you were just saying previously about after October into November, kind of got a little bit more. But I think it started Q4 of last year, specifically in the luxury condo market, where I said to myself, wow, 2025 might be a nice banner year, given I haven't seen this much activity, since before COVID hit, mm-hmm. which was great. So yeah, I would say it kind of did meet its expectations, right?
I think in 24 we had more suburban luxury homes that went, and that I was doing trade ups. I have more, I'm going to say, first time buyer that's buying in that 7 to $1 million range now, mm-hmm. versus the one that's selling and buying and then them moving on to Florida. So mm-hmm. that triple move jump in there kind of changed with me, where I would have a buyer, a seller to a buyer. Yeah. But more or less just having a buyer that's finally coming back to the areas. But I've had a lot of people moving back from California that are from this area.
Yeah, of course. Philly got a lot of attention this year, where before people were skipping right over Philly, and whether they were buying in Florida or setting up their primary down at the Jersey Shore. That's what we've seen over the last 4 to 5 years.
Setting up the primary down here and renting up here.
Yep, they skipped right over Philly, specifically Center City, and went right to the shore and right to Florida or wherever they were setting up shop. But this was the first year I've seen that since, where people were not fleeing.
Okay. Corey, you've got a lot of people in your age group that are, I'm going to say transient, and that actually went and took jobs from college and stuff, friends. You see them coming back to the Philly area?
I do, yeah. I have some friends coming back into the city, but I'm also seeing, it's kind of a in and out type deal. I'm having friends get to the age starting to have kids, and when that happens, if you can muster it up and deal with it in the city for a couple of years, you're going to do that. But that takes a different mentality. But that kind of group of people are, I'm seeing them going back out to the suburbs. Like you said, first-time home buyers maybe, but in that 750 to $1 million bracket.
It's a double income, no kids, and they have good jobs and they can afford to do it, and that's where they're going. You're also seeing, are you seeing that some of them are getting help from family?
Definitely. Yeah, usually always. Usually there's always a gift or something involved in that equation.
Moving money forward, letting them see it, dying with zero book and stuff. You seen that a lot with your.
Yeah, I've seen it all.
You getting a lot of multi-generational? Because I know you do.
It's a lot of cash. Where I don't know where they're getting it, but they don't need to tell us where they're getting it from. But yeah, it's a lot of. I think it's from I mean, my market is very it's very approachable. Is it with the stock market, what the markets are doing, right? Where people are afraid to pull out cash if it's down. They have no problem pulling out cash when it's up, obviously. Mm-hmm. And then I think they just lay it into real estate, right? Which is a smart move. Mm-hmm. And to go back to what you're saying, like you can do the city with kids. With one kid, two gets a little complicated.
That's when you moved out with two.
I tell that there.
There you go. I never lived in the city. I'll admit, I never lived downtown. I lived through Corey, living down by the saloon in South Philly and some other friends. Yeah. But all right, guys. So we had an opportunity to talk about 2025 next week. Which I know, I zeroed you two in again. You guys are my wingmen for the days. So we're doing New Year's Eve next week. So next week on New Year's Eve, we're going to be, all right, we closed out 25. We survived Christmas. We got off of Santa's naughty list, all right? And we're going to be going into 2026 of what do you see in the real estate crystal ball? Where do you think it's coming from? Where do you think we're going? The past is the past. Who's going to be that buyer? What do you think we're going to be seeing, and where's it going to go? A lot of it's the crystal ball we gave them up. But, hey, I'm going to wish you guys Merry Christmas. I'll see you later on. Breeze, always a pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
Always
put my chef hat on now, baby.
There you go. That, open a bottle of red, and you're going to get at it.
Not too soon.
There you go. So, hey, remember the funnels that you change. You change lives, make money, have fun. Goal is to go out and change a life. You never know whose life you're going to change. It could be yours. Merry Christmas, everybody. Look forward to seeing you on New Year's Eve day. Don't forget to follow us out on Craig Lerch Selling 215.